right, so we're gonna go live um, in, I guess, three, two, and one. All right, we are live. We are here for our first semifinals match between two of my favorite players, of course. We've got Mr. David Wells versus the current world champion, Timo Vaatainen. How is everyone doing today?
Good, thanks.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you. Very well.
I mean, we've had so many matches over the months to get to this point. How has the tournament format been for you first, David, and then Timo? What do you guys think?
I've lost. I lost you for a second. I got a flash. My internet connection is unstable, but it shouldn't be my internet. But maybe
Okay.
it's.
So, how has the tournament format been for you? I mean, we've been playing this for months, and you guys are now in the semifinals.
Uh, Fast and furious. I considered resigning a couple times, thinking that I couldn't perform, and apparently I was wrong. It's tough waking up super early and then sometimes playing super late.
Yeah, and Timo, how has it been for you?
It's been a great. I mean, the level of the players is very high,
Oh, the
and
battles are intense, and that intensity rises as you're playing, which is fun because you're definitely pressed to play your very best, which generally, hopefully, would bring out better play.
yes, and it's been nice to notice that I'm not that good. I thought that I'm much better than now we have seen, and it's nice to play a little bit underdog.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I certainly have what found it the speed part of the format to be like difficult, especially doing it while I was streaming. I don't know. Sometimes I just felt like I was just super foggy and didn't have a clear thought sometimes, which is not my norm. But yeah, it's been a very difficult format, and I'm really excited to see the matches today. So I guess we're ready to start whenever you are. So David, if you wanted to create the code or send it to
Yeah,
Timo, and
I
we'll get this first match going.
yeah, I can just verbally give it to him, I assume.
Oh,
Choose your.
let me turn off the volume here, just so nobody tries to plug in the code at home, okay? So I'll mute the the stream. So I'll mute you guys. Oh, so
I have the code
um
already, so
so the
we can
problem,
you can mute.
yeah, but if he wants to say the code, but you can't say the code if I've muted you both. So I think maybe you can write it in the chat here on Zoom. Maybe that would be good.
Actually, he gave it me already, so
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So let me then mute myself and we're good to go. Oh, and they've started. All right, so it appears as if they've started with a 6-4, and that leads to a point making play, making the 2 point, which afterwards, I guess White just really doesn't like to split with many rolls, and this 2-1 is actually quite good. It gets to make the 9 point behind them, which is nice, blocking the point 6 away. Seems pretty strong. How is everyone doing in the chat today? If you guys wouldn't mind smashing the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. We have David Wells and Timo Vatanyan here, two of the strongest players on the planet, and they're battling it out in our first quarterfinal. We will also have our second quarterfinal tomorrow at 10 a.m. London time, which is early in New York, which is like 5 a.m. What's going on here? Who's on roll? And what are they considering? I guess Black's on roll and they're thinking about doubling due to the 6 shot. Since they might not roll a 6, I guess you have to take. Yeah, I mean, he's considering whether or not he wants to make the 8 heavy or maybe bring both checkers in, or whether or not he wants to leave another blot in the outfield, trying to make the bar and then the 6 hits, sending him right back. Yeah, so the format of this tournament has been 5-point speed matches. So each round has had maximum 8 5-point speed matches where, let's see here, I guess we just make the bar, where the winner of the match gets 1 point and the winner of the PR gets a point as well. First to 9 points wins. And if the points are tied at the end of the 8th match, the median error rate will be the deciding factor. So you take the middle 2 PRs if they played 8 matches and you average them together, and whoever had the lowest median error rate, which is kind of nice. You know, it gets rid of the outliers, but then the outliers are, you know, I guess important. You know, you want to know if the guy's going to play a 12 sometimes. You know, some guys never play a 12. Sometimes you might have one of those sometimes, you know. Um, but it gets rid of the outliers, and 3-6, I guess, just hops out. So we're going to have maximum 8 matches today. We could have fewer depending on how the wins and the PRs go. Hello, Lone Marcher 833. Nice to see you in the chat today. Alex Ashagian in the chat. Nice to see you. Eric Peterson in the chat. Nice to see you. And if I'm not saying your name, even though I see you typing in the chat, that's probably because I feel as if I cannot pronounce it. And that is the only reason, I promise. And white sticks around. They're hoping that black rolls like 6-3 or something awkward, and he'll like to stick around again. Hoping he rolls 5-2, 6-2, double six, double five, double fours. Those types of numbers leave shots here. Double threes as well. Double threes, I guess, would be the worst of the doubles because you don't even get a checker off. And now you can either rip 2 off or you can pick and pass. In some versions of backgammon, I think they call it differently and play it in some different way in other countries. They don't allow pick and pass plays. I played long gammon the other day with Mochi here in London just a couple days ago. I think it was Sunday. What's today? Monday? Was it yesterday? Did I play him yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? I don't know what today is. The days just meld into each other. And long gammon was actually interesting. They're playing it in the Dubai tournament coming up in the next few days. Double six. Don't waste it here. You know, having a good double six in a race that is 0% to win is a bit annoying, of course. I am Justin Knoll. I am a professional backgammon player from New York City. I currently live in London. Used to do a lot of cash game playing back in New York. Now I do mostly teaching. So if anyone is interested in backgammon lessons with me, please feel free to send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com, of course. We'll get the plugs out of the way and double fives. What a fantastic roll. Wow. Yeah, so I think making the point is important just to kind of stop the momentum of attacking you on the 5 point. So now if he rolls a 3-1, he can't just point on you. If he rolls a double ones, now he fans instead of pointing on you, which is important. This gives, I don't know about coming out with the last one because you really want to make this anchor. You're losing in the race. And you get hit with a random 3, but without many hitbacks. You only hit back with 5-5 again, 5-1 and double ones. Be interesting. Making the 3-point was also a play you could have looked at, even though it didn't put him on the roof. Difficult plays. That someone in the chat says long gammon is big in Greece. Usually folks play one variation per game and rotate. That's pretty cool. I had fun playing long gammon. We played 2 games, Mochi and I. I had fun because I won one of them. I would have not had any fun had I lost both of them. And that's just how I work as a human. It's just like when I bet on positions. I find it interesting if I was right. This hits on the 6 point. We have no fear. And 3-2. I guess we can lift it. I don't know if there's a need to keep it there. I like this play. Let me just come around the corner. Maybe the 4 just comes down. I guess you'll be looking out for maybe bad doubles, like where does double 5s land? Like if you do this, maybe double 5s is funny. These are some of the things I'd be thinking about in these situations, right? Like in a game like this where it looks like nothing can go wrong, you have to kind of look out for the only thing that can go wrong, and generally that would be big doubles, stuff like this. Omergun 3310 says, greetings from the Netherlands. Justin, I love you, man. Well, that's very nice. I enjoy the Netherlands, of course. I've been a few times. And now he's just going to try to get off this gammon, but that seems impossible. I don't know if the computer would say like impossible, but you're going to start to need to roll larger numbers than that. Yeah. So Timo is playing for this undoubled gammon that will get him to Crawford. And the Crawford game in modern backgammon essentially means that David doesn't have the opportunity to double in the next game, essentially, right? So, of course, the one player being one away, like if David could, he would double the game immediately after the first roll. And the Crawford rule basically stops that from happening, right? He doubles him, wins a gammon, gets 4 points in this next game. Basically said no. No, it's not going to happen. And it gives the leader 1 game to play for 1 game, but gammons still count. He could lose 2, but he just can't lose 4, right? And I think that's a pretty good rule. 2-6 hits. 4-6, okay. This is a very good roll to roll that 4 back. And the 6 spreads this way. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure. I might have played the 6 down, but this does make a lot of sense, especially since the 13-point is stripped, so maybe I'm crazy. I do like that play now. So a lot of positional features over the board you try and read and have your opponent's position kind of dictate what you should be doing and for like what reason. Um, and that is the skill of high level backgammon. It's just your ability to kind of read your opponent's position versus your position and then choose your game plan accordingly. We have Bjorn Abel. Oh yeah, Bjorn, how are you? I know Bjorn. We've done lessons together. Tuning in from Colorado. Justin, he said, after getting a lesson from you, my dad started beating me. I need to study some more. Yes, yes. I remember you got your dad a gift certificate, I think, right? In the 4, I do not hit twice, I think. I probably just play 8 to 4. Yeah, I think that was a good play. And this is an amazing roll. Double 3s pointing on him from the roof. 4-5 just comes out. But do we come out with both? Difficult, because you would like to kind of cover the outfield a bit more. 5-4 makes the 16-point. 4-1 and 3-1. Okay, this hits. GL Harvey in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in today. If you wouldn't mind smashing the like button. Oh, and the 3-6. How rude. Very rude. So what are we coming in with? The 1 or the 3? Yeah, I mean, the one creates more contact value at a score where maybe you want the contact value. Um, the 6 comes out and the 4 will slot the 3-point. This would be my play. Double threes, great shot. And 8 to 5. Yeah, that looks good. 3, 4, and 6, 4. All black wants to do now is clear the 10-point, then clear the 8 safely, of course, and bring this game home. 6-2 is a great shot. That clears the 10. 5-1, I guess we just come off the 7. No part of us wants to, and I would clear the 8. Just play 8 to 6, I would. I don't think I need the board. What I really want is to clear the 8, and I want to make that as easy as possible. Double 6 leaves a shot. Okay, 3. Any 3? No, 6-5. That was his chance. And now what? What leaves a shot now? Double 3s, but not double 6. Double 6 looks like a pretty easy match win for Timo Vaatainen, who won the World Championship this year in Monaco. I was doing commentary for that as well. Fantastic game versus Doran Claxton from South Africa. And the PR point goes to when it goes to David Wells. So now we have 1 point each. All right, let me grab my handy dandy pen, my nice little hand turned pen made for me in Texas, actually. Had this was made. And bolt action, of course, you know. And we'll keep a record. So we have David, Timo, and they are tied at 1 point each. 1 point for David, 1 point for Timo, and that was match 1. All right. Ahmad Backgammon. Nice to see you in the chat today. Says, thanks, Justin. No worries. Always up for a little commentary duty. Would love to have still been playing, but I kind of donked it off a little bit against Mark in my match, you know. Wasn't having a good day then. But that's all right. Reviewed the matches. We learn a bunch. We move on, you know. We play for the match file here. Gives ourselves something to learn, which is great, you know. And wow. Okay, so I, I mean, we can't really run, can we? I think we just play what this, and and then maybe get a cube. If you do this, you're getting cube for sure. The gammons go sky high, so I'm trying to like make a play that allows me to take the cube if I can. He's trying to not leave a shot. That might make it hard for the future. You could slot the bar and play 8 to 5. You could just slot the 4, but everything gets the cube. All right, and this slots the bar and makes the 8. And if he doesn't, yeah, no, I like your play, slotting the bar and making the 8. There's a blot in the board. This really puts the nail in the coffin if you get away with it. We have to remember the rule of backgammon, and that is that 6 primes win games. So fighting for 1 is important because now, right, all you need is an ace or a 6, and you're doing good, right? And now you don't care about much else, right? The 1-2 hits, but there aren't many entering and cracking numbers. I'm sure there's a few, maybe like 4-2 or something, or 3-2. 1-6 would be hilarious, but no, 4-1 creates a little bit of a counter prime, and 5-2 is the counter prime. 3-2 slots the 4 point and plays 8 to 5 like a professional, And 2-3 sickening. Oh my gosh. How does this even happen, right? You just play your prime versus prime positions. These are the rules. And 1-2. So we make the point and we do not split, do we? I think we just let them roll. Oh, maybe we do split. This is tough. I guess he has to play his 5s now. Look at that. Look at how the 5s play. The 5s have to play 6 to 1. So now I know for sure I'm going to split. Because look at how bad the 5s play. I guess he could point on you, but here you might get counterprimed, right? He might roll something, I don't know. I mean, you might not get out next roll. And you don't want to break your 8 and 9, and you want to activate his 5s. So I like this play. Now that I look at the numbers, do I have an overlay of the results? No, I do not have an overlay of the results. And now he has to play his 5s, you see? This is why I like Timo's play here. And wow, he's holding a 2 cube here. I mean, he is dead, dead, dead. I don't think he's too good. So Timo correctly, in my opinion at least, redoubles. And I think David has to pass. Four one makes the 5 point, of course. Nice. Someone in the chat is keeping it. Jagvin Jespersen. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but I'm doing the best that I can. Remember, I am an American. I can't help if I mispronounce things. So David Wells played a 2.2 in the first one, and Timo Vaatainen played a 2.32 in the first one. So the PRs are very, very close starting this round. 5-1, okay. 6-5 just comes around, turns the corner here, and 6-4 gets to make the 2 point. That's a good roll and a cube stopper. Now double ones, okay, this is a good shot. This gets to make the 5, I think. I mean, okay. Do we hit just to stop the roll? Interesting, interesting. So David is kind of seeing the tactic here. He wants to kind of keep the blots in the outfield, right? And that's maybe an upside of hitting him is that he can't just build the 4, he can't make the 7. So tactically, he's saying, you know what? I think I need to hit. And this is a big decision because not making the 5 or doing this play, it's a big swing, right? You're at a fork in the road and you're choosing to go one way versus the other. And that is always tricky. Reaching those points in a game where you could go right, but you're supposed to go left. And you're not knowing what direction you should go. But tactically, the play makes sense because you don't want him to roll and build in the 4-2. You see, your game is still good. 3-6 makes the 9. And double 6 is not ideal. I guess it's good for the race. So now you're only down 5 pips, I guess, after the play. So apparently he won't be doubling now. And double 4s. You could make the 1 point. That seems pretty strong. And 5-2. And now I guess you can cube. Even leading 3 away, 5 away, you can double these high win percentage holding games normally. I think it's good to note the difference between what a high winning percentage holding game and a low winning percentage holding game looks like. I'm creating like a lesson now for a lecture I do monthly in London that's kind of going to show those and how the match score affects what we should be doing in those situations. And that should be good. 5-4 fans. 6-4 makes the bar and I guess comes out 22-18. That play seems pretty clear coming off the anchor. I don't think that's very good. Why would we do that instead of coming off the anchor? You want to start stretching. You are up in the race. Getting the back checkers going is what I mean by stretching. You just pop off that thing. I would bet that one. If anybody in the chat wants to, in 2-6, he hops right out with the perfecta. And this 5 has to come out, right? I mean, this is the problem I'm having is that, like, hey, the race isn't that bad, but we've got 4 guys back, and so we have to start working on getting those out. I might have come out and not made the point and maybe cleaned up the blot on the 10. So now I've got 5 guys back, and that can't be good. There's only 5 guys I like, and they make hamburgers. Six, 3, all right. And an ace here would be great. 5-2 is actually pretty good. And 5-3, I guess you just have to come out now, right? Yeah, you can't allow yourself to get primed. And 4-2, I guess you have to hit. What else are we going to do? And 6-5 fans, that's a big swing. Double fours makes the point. Okay, 5-3 hits. That's about it. I guess 3-2, 1-2 would also hit, but just loose on the 2-point. Double 6 fans, and this 6-5 is huge. Wow, do you make the 3 or do you come out? So that is positionally fantastic, except for the fact that you're running out of time. 6-2, that is a super joker. Now he needs an ace, and he does have an ace. And the 4, I guess, is force, but you have to play this ace instead of hitting. I think this is super important because you're running out of time. And if he pops another 6, he does not. And he doesn't get to pick up that second blot, which is annoying. And there comes the 1. So everything has to hit loose on the 1 point. 6-3 hits loose on the 1. 4-3. 6-4. And now he's going to try to pick up this other checker and win 4 points to get himself the gammon. And he does pick it up. His gammons are now through the roof. They must be well over 55%, maybe 60. I would say 100, but that's not accurate. But I am an optimist. And sometimes I'm an optimist primed. Go figure. Five, 2, 6-2, and it looks like Gammon City population Timo. And he's staying in the back quadrant, playing to get off of the BG. You get a few extra decisions for this because David Wells could legitimately win a BG unless you escape your back checkers. So you get a few decisions, and the computer is happy when you save the backgammon. These are just ways that players who are used to playing this format gain a few extra decisions because, of course, your PR is just like the amount of equity lost divided by the number of decisions, right? So if you gain extra decisions, right, because you couldn't save that gammon, it wasn't possible. So you gain a few extra decisions on whether or not you can save the backgammon, which would help bring his PR down. Craig Anderson in the chat. Ilias Pergantis. Nice to see everyone in the chat today. If you wouldn't mind smashing the like button and subscribing to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. My name is Justin Knoll. I have my own YouTube channel, by the way, where I play games and do commentary over matches as well. I'm going to be doing a contest to give away a few free lessons once I hit 3,000 subscribers on that channel. So please feel free to go over there. Not now, but at some point, and subscribe to the channel so you too can try to win a free lesson with me. 6-2, okay. I guess he doesn't want to run out into the double shot. 5-3 though. This is what I fear, is that another shot is coming. It's either that or we're breaking our board a bunch, which I don't love, and the 6-5 hits. And this is really, 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 really bad for David because this is a gammon go score, meaning that if Timo wins the gammon here, the entire match is over, of course, and it looks like that is what is going to happen. Unless he's able to anchor on the 2 point. And so all he wants to do is bring builders in to try to close the 2. Anything that enters on the 2, he's either going to make the point or hit loose. He's either going to get rich or die trying. That is what this score means to me. This is better for double 5s and double 6. All right, he really wants to make it. There's the 2, and he makes the point. And now it appears as if Timo is going to be winning this match. He is a massive favorite to do so, winning a bunch of gammons here. But David could still win. No, double 6. He was hoping for like a 6-1, 5-1 sort of variation. He wants to fan now. He does. 2 big numbers. And there's the 3 shot. He rolls a 3. Sick. 4, 1. David, of course. Okay. Do we point on him? I am not sure. I don't. Oh, yes, hitting is great because if you get hit back, you might pick up the second checker, which is what he's trying to do. Oh, look at that. And he leaves the blot on the 2 point. Oh, and he's able to pick up the checker. Well, this is fantastic result for David, by the way. Not only might he win this game still, but he didn't get gammoned for the match. He had to continuously fan. You know, most of the time, fanning, not a good thing. In this situation for David, fanning there, pretty good. Because if he rolled 5-4 or something, he would have lost. And now he has a chance. Six, 5, 6, 3. 3-2 is a small roll. David needs a double. 4-2, okay. Double 5s, and Timo wins this game. And now we've got ourselves a DMP game. Double 4s. What a great start. 4-2. I guess we'll just slot the 7 point. What else are we going to do? Not a fan of that one, but of course it could totally be correct. And 6-4 fans, David takes the commanding lead. 6-3 picks up the second checker. And then maybe we play this 3 down just so double 2s doesn't hit 2 checkers. 2-1 is a great shot, and this remakes the anchor. Here we can double slot, I think. Double slotting seems okay as well, preparing to make a good board. This leaves another shot, which I'm not sure is entirely necessary. Slows down your board building by getting hit. 3-1 picks and makes the 2. 5-4. 3-6 is a hitter. 5-2 hits back. 6-3, all right. And what are we doing with this 4-1? Can we even afford to hit? I don't know if we can. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is DMP, but that is costly, especially when they have 2 checkers back on the 20 already. Maybe it'd be a good time to like slot the board and build a bit more because you still have contact value. But at DMP, those sorts of plays do have a tendency to be correct. And this 6-5, it hits. I mean, if you hit last time, you're hitting this time. And 3-6 hits back. He needs a 3, and the 3 does hit. And the 4 lifts, okay. Maybe we just make the 11. I don't think we need the anchor here. I say that, but now we get pointed on. 5-3, what a fantastic shot. And this 2 comes up, and the 4 does this, and double 6 comes all the way around. Fantastic roll for David, who must be a big favorite now. And the 5-2. And he fans. And 4-3 brings this around. I like this play as well, starting to clear the point. 4-3. And double six makes the 2 and comes out with this 1. Either play is fine by me. 6-4. It's a good thing you rolled it now, because if he rolls it again, that's not going to be good. 6-3. Very close cousin. Four, 2, and 6-5. 5-2 just clears the outside point, and 5-3 has to come off of the anchor now. 6-2, 5-2, 4. No, double six. Wow. Okay. 2-1 just takes 2 checkers off. 6-5. Double ones. That looks like it's the nail in the coffin. He just wants him to enter, and David wins this match. And now it is down to the PR. Can we get a drum roll, please? Drum roll. Who do you think won the PR in this match? 1 for David, 2 for Timo. Who do you think won the PR before it comes up? Anybody? Oh, and David wins the match and the PR. He picks up 2 points there, so now he has 3 points total, and 1 for Timo after 2 matches. And we are going into the third match. 2-4 is a terrible roll. I do not know what to do with the 4 here. This feels very volatile, but I guess, wow, what are we doing? Are we hitting? I mean, we could make the 20 and the 11, but maybe hitting is correct due to the better board. And this makes the 2 anchors. I like this. We are live, so feel free to send me a message in the chat. I will be here to respond to you, of course. If anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to ask. 4-1. Kind of want to play 8-4 here just to help my distribution, but I don't want him to build in front of me either. This is likely what I would do. Here we just make the 5. 5-4. Maybe we could slot the bar there, by the way. You've already got a double anchor, and if you're trying to prime the last checker, it seems reasonable to slot the bar, but I mean, I probably would have made his play as well. It's just something I'm thinking about. I'm musing, by the way. Musing. Just thinking about it, talking out loud here. These are just some of the things I'm considering in these situations. And this is pretty awkward, but black structure so good on the other side of the board. He doesn't want to leave a shot, but like very close to a situation where you might just play 13-9 just to kind of get rid of it. But here, I mean, I would just play 2 down, right? No part of us is going to be giving up any of our anchors for any reason. And I don't see the benefit of keeping that there. You're going to be breaking it next roll anyway, right? So why not play 2 down? What do you gain on by keeping it? That's my real question. So, I mean, you could play 13-7, but my question is like, what do you gain from keeping it right now when you're going to be breaking it next roll anyway? So, yeah, I would either do this or play 2 down. This is what my concern about the aces is, that you would get a roll like this, and here you just have to come out. I would have just played 2 down, I think, at 5-3. 5 on the 4. It does say quarterfinals. This is a semifinals, but there are 4 people playing. I did not create this, by the way. But yeah, for the next match tomorrow, we'll get that changed to semifinals. Thank you. So after the match today and the match tomorrow, whoever is the winner of today's match and tomorrow's match will be in the final. So yes, you are correct. 6-2's a hitter. 1-6 hits back. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything else. Are there any good articles or videos about XG's dice distribution works? I was actually contemplating a video um, that I was going to make just for the past like few weeks. And in the video, it would be talking about bad numbers, in which I would be using dice distribution extensively, where it looks at like your opponent's next roll, um, and then shows you like the equity of your opponent's next roll after each and every roll. It's a great tool I use very frequently. 4-2 is a good roll. Doesn't leave any shots. All right, I guess he's thinking about a cube. I probably wouldn't double. I think the take is clear. You have a spare on the 20 you get to run around with, right? Got a double anchor game. Maybe it's a cube just because of the gammons, but I think you win plenty of games. So I wouldn't be passing this. I would take it rather quickly. But I guess the speed at which you take something means nothing. It's just whether or not you do or do not take the thing. And I'm letting you know right now, I would take the thing. I don't love a 5-1 game, but I've got good structure. I've got a spare to play with. And Timo passes. Wow, okay. Well, I could be terribly wrong there. Interesting. Anyone else in the chat want to put that into XG really quickly? Let me know what that was worth. Would love to hear about that one. There's no saying we'll have a break after this match where I'll have the ability to put this in. So if anybody has XG open, if you want to let me know what that was worth, I would be eternally grateful. 6-4. I like this play. The 4 seems pretty clear to hit, especially if they're going to roll double 6. We've got nothing yet. And this double 4s is a bit awkward. You almost have to play something really funny because a lot of the 4s are blocked. Yeah, this is what I mean by really funny. I would do the slotting play. 6-2 would make my mother really mad at me, and we don't want to have that happen. Don't want her to go grab the belt, but no, he does play 6-2. Timo can't believe he just saw 6-2. He's never seen it before. I've never seen it before, but it could be right. But what are you going to do now? 4-1. I guess you have to come out. There's no other play, really. 6-3 gets to make the bar. Timo's face after watching 6-2 was hilarious, by the way. Got to put that on a t-shirt. 4-3 leaves an ace shot, so 2s, 3s. I mean, I know you're down in the race. It's only one back. His board, just that dilly builder on the 2 point now makes him want to double, but he sees the race. I'm down 18 pips. How can I double when I'm down 18? But he does it. So many blots, but this 5-2, this is not a great roll. The 2 has to hit, and I guess we play this 5. What other 5 is there? And 1-5 is not a good roll. Now he gets to make the 4 point, which is fantastic for him. This is pretty easy. I would just play the 5 down, of course. We're doing good. 3-6. Wow. We just make the bar point and leave a 4. This at least puts up some resistance against Black's back checker. There's no way we can not leave a shot, right? So, I mean, we might as well make something. The 4 is good anyway. That would hop out with Black's checkers, so I don't really see anything else. He does roll a 4. Does he hit back? Ones and fives? No. 3, 4. This is atrocious. We have to slot the 21. And now 3, 6. Yuck. In this 6, I would just come into the 6 point. Gives myself another builder to make the 3. I would do the other one. Because the 6 would want to hop out anyway. And I would want an extra builder to make the 3 point. But I see what he's thinking. He wants to duplicate the 1, which is one of the entering numbers. But I wanted him to fan and have me point on him. That was my game plan. And 3, 1 hits this outside checker. Guess 6, 5 can just make the 2 point. Is that right? I just make the 2. Leave the shot out there. I'm not worried about all of White's checkers being able to escape when I'm hit against the board he had at the time. So you could even slot the 2 and just, put it there, because what is he going to do? Hit you with an ace? AKA Phipps, maybe that's Bill Phipps, says the 5-1 back game was a no double, a 261 error to pass. Yeah. I said I would take quickly, and this makes this 6 prime, double 2s. Doesn't really do him any good, I guess. Thank you for that information. I wasn't sure about the cube because I was like, I gotta take this, so yeah. And 1-5. I mean, okay, well the double hit gets punished by a 2. 6-1 though. I mean, I make the bar. Oh, it's not okay, there's 2 guys on the roof. I see what he's doing now. Okay, this makes sense. He needs a 3. Double 3s, okay. This is a great roll. I mean, I know it breaks him down a bit. Oh, double 2s. This is a shot lever. Holy smokes. You don't have a cube or anything, but you do have the ability to control the outfield. I like this a bit. Gives you control over like 6-3 and 5-4. 4-1 gets to pick up the blot. That's like best case scenario. 5-1. He needs a 5. He does not get a 5. Wait. Yeah. 5-4. All right, and the gammon is back on the table. AKA Phipps says he entered it wrong. It is a cube and a 160 take. All right, they got me giving out false information out here in these streets. It's all right. This double 4s will certainly help save some gammons. 5-4. 2-1 does not help. A big double to put the fear in him. Nope, he rolls the ace, and he is off the gammon despite the double 5s. Oh, that ace really cost him. 2 points for Timo. Okay, so was a good cube from David that game, and a very big take still. 159 on XG++. Good, good, good. Very nice cube from David then. But that must mean that David has potentially a pretty big lead in the PR in this game because of that decision. Be interesting to see if David did anything funny that I just didn't notice. I feel like I haven't seen David do anything that funny that I haven't noticed. But of course, I could be wrong. 6-2 makes the structure. Okay, and 4-1 just slots the 3 point, I think. Seems like a pretty good point to try to make. And 5-1, you could either make the 1, which seems reasonable. This leaves a shot, but I guess it dupes the 3s. Probably would have made the 1 and not left a shot, but maybe the shot doesn't really hurt all that bad. 2-1 gets to make it. That's actually a really good roll. Obviously, there were better rolls, like big doubles, but you know, in 5-2. Okay, we're not running off our anchor yet, so let's just clear this outside point. And 6-2 comes out with both in double ones. Okay. Double ones. Oh, do we make the 11? Or do we want him off the anchor with his sixes? 5-3. And is this... Okay, maybe we make the 13. My question was this a cube already? This might be a cube now. I know you're down in the race, but like anytime he rolls a big number, you've probably lost your market. 3-1. I mean, you double this too? No? Interesting. Maybe it's because of the match lead. 3 away, 4 away might be, but like now he's broken down to a 3-point board. How, he's going to come off eventually. I would just clean this up. 5-3 is off. Now you cube, and now can he take he didn't double. How do you not double that? All right. I got to put those ones in as well. Please, players at home. You got to let me know about those cubes there. I would have definitely doubled after he broke the point. I would have doubled before he broke the point, just thinking that maybe him breaking the point is a market loss in the situation. But it's not a market loss if you don't give him the cube. That is for sure. David Wells gives him the thing. It is 2 away, 4 away, so you should pass this in a heartbeat. If you take this, your PR is going to be 500. You're outboarded. The guy has an advanced anchor. The match score is 4 away, 2 away, which is the most volatile score in all of backgammon. Oh, no! What? I don't know about that one. I know that after like a 3-1 opening followed by like a split, it's already a double, like a 2 away, 4 away, right? And I can see that Timo's winning the game now, right? But I also know that like 3-1 point with an extra builder on the 8 point followed by a split from the other side is like a pass already. And that looked much more dangerous than the position that I have in my head, which is my reference for doubling at that score. So all I can say is that I'm interested. I'm interested in VR. Double fives for David. Okay. If he can find, double fours for Timo. I was saying if David could find a way to win this game, that would be huge for his chances of winning the overall contest, of course, because of the cube decisions, I think. 5-3 in this, of course. And David's going to need big doubles. 5-1, not big enough. Not even a double. 5-4. 3-1. Okay. There's nothing there. Five, 4. 3-1. 6-3. Oh, and there's the double for the other side. Timo gets the match win, but the PR goes to... Drum roll. Still analyzing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking there. Those cube decisions got Timo in the end. The take, 2 away, 4 away, passing the other one as well, I think is very, very, very difficult. Yeah. So Timo wins the match. Am I right there? Yeah, Timo wins the match. Yeah, 214 blunder to take the cube at the 2-away, 4-away score. I have this whole system with like these match scores and these opening situations where all you have to ask yourself is this better or worse than the thing I know? And that looked much worse than the thing I know is a pass at 2-away, 4-away, for sure. So it happens to everybody sometimes. Maybe you feel like, you're a little bit more optimistic. And I mean, he did win the game, of course, but David is ahead 4 points to 2 after 3 matches and is winning the PR substantially at this point after that match. But of course, these outliers do not matter in the end, right? It is really just about the median error rate. And this gets to also make the 5. So that's fantastic for Timo. And don't forget, Timo can still win on points as well, right? So, I mean, this makes the 5, right? Seems like the play that's going to win the most games by a lot. I would just make the 5. If my opponent rolls a random 5 here, I've got absolutely nothing. And here, whatever they roll, I'm a favorite, right? So I like being in a situation where whatever they roll, I'm a favorite. Because if they just have a random roll and now I'm a dog, random rolls that make me a dog I don't like, right? But after every roll, talking about dice distribution, right? Look at your opponent's next rolls and then go, in what situations am I a favorite, right? Well, every situation here, you're a favorite. So I guess the other way you wouldn't be, which is why this must also be a take. I guess we just come all the way up. Thank you all for tuning in today. Please feel free to smash the like button and subscribe to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. My name is Justin Knoll. I am a professional backgammon player from New York. I currently live in London. If anyone is interested in lessons, please, of course, send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com. And we've had some good positions today. This is like what I hope for when we do these commentaries and watch these games, is that we just have good positions, right? Double 5s, okay. A single 5 would be very helpful. 2-3 makes the point. That's really big. And 6-3 is fantastic. A little more coverage of the outfield. 4-3 makes the deuce. 6-3 hits loose. 2-5 in and out for Timo. Yeah, this is the play. We can't allow ourselves to be stuck back there. And this gives us a shot. 5-4 is a shot. He needs a 6. And he rolls the 6. This is another great reason to have stepped up, because if he stayed back and then he rolled 5-4 and then he had to hit with the 6, you can see the situation would have been much worse. 6-3, okay, he hops out. Seems reasonable. 1-3 hits back, and now if he doesn't roll a 3, he is in a very, very bad spot. This makes the 6 prime. 1-5. Yeah, you have to clean up the blots because he's going to hit you loose on the 1. And you don't want to have all the blots in the outfield when you're going to be on the roof. Double 6 fans. Does he roll a 6? No, he doesn't get to escape, which is what he really wanted. And now he's thinking about bad 5s. That didn't happen yet, though. 5-3, okay. Any 6, any 6. 6-5. Just controls the outfield. 4-2, okay. Now white is in the lead, despite being down in the race by a ton. Can you redouble this down 43 pips? I don't know. David knows the board is broken already. David puts the pressure on him. Very interesting decision there. I look forward to seeing that one later. And double 6 makes the 1 point, and David takes a 4-point lead, it looks like. I don't think there's a way to go fishing for more checkers. I'd be happy with the 4 points and maybe a flute gammon. Maybe there's 3% gammons, maybe a little bit more due to the board already being broken. Just chatting to the moderators of the stream. The organizer of the event, Mehmet, and of course, Wilson, Galaxy's art director. Everyone's pointing out that it's not a quarterfinal, it's a semifinal. Yes, we see that now. And maybe we can have it adjusted for tomorrow's match. But it doesn't look like it's going to be adjusted now, and David takes a 4-point lead. Timo is hoping, of course, he's winning the PR in this situation here. Very interested in that recube by David. Down 40 pips. I always love these cubes when you're down in the race. Because often people don't like to double when they're down in the race, right? But the game is about the position on the board, not always about the race. And this is good. This makes the 11. And double threes is fantastic. I guess we could just slot the 2-point. We could also come down, which also seems reasonable because look, your outside timing is really funny and you can see it. So maybe you just do this right now so you don't accidentally roll a 6-1 next roll and get yourself into a bad spot. This is just an online event, by the way, where a lot of the top GMs started off playing in this thing. And the winner gets a free, I think, 1,000 euro entry into the new Speed Gammon event. And yes, there should also be a space after Timo Vaatainen. His name is not Timo Vaatainen. All one word. That was me. I added those that in there. But yeah, we'll get that fixed tomorrow. Thank you guys for pointing that out. And also point to the like button and hit that. All right, so 2-1. I mean, black wins, of course. 3-1. He's not doing it quickly, though, I'll tell you that. 5-4, okay, that's a bit faster. Double fives, okay, a big roll for nothing. And we get another game. So this is a 4-away score post Crawford. So we get automatic cubes at these scores. And at 4-away scores, you basically pass anything you're not a favorite in, right? But he did win the opening roll, so he is a favorite. And the 3 comes down. This is the best play for money. Just playing for priming structure instead of putting 2 on the roof, which is a bit basic. But maybe at 4-away post Crawford, you are going to be making plays that win more gammons. So he's really contemplating it. I still prefer the normal play of 3 down. And I very much prefer it now because you're going to be making the 4-point most likely. And you get to split just in case they don't get to cover. It happens sometimes. Sometimes they roll 5-4. That was the exact number I was going to say. And now he could hit you outside, or he could make the 1-point on your head. And 3-6 is a terrible roll from the roof. 8-2 seems mandatory. Okay, we've got ourselves a game here. Oh, and another one. You have to hit to try to stop the anchor. And look at this. He couldn't make the 5 to save his life. Thank you. not sure I'm going to try to pronounce your name, but he says Justin, GOAT commentator, Noel. I was playing with Mochi here in London the other day, and somebody was calling me Grok. Interesting. Had many interesting positions that apparently I all got right. It was very nice. 6-3. And where's the 6? He's already played it. 1-6 is a hitter. 2-6 hits back. 2-5. Okay. All right. This could be a long game. That's good for the viewers. And make the 5 and 23-21. I like this. And 3-2. Basic stuff. Sure. And I really like Black's winning chances here. I mean, this does not look like a great game for White. Having 3 anchors in your opponent's home board and the timing to hold it is pretty good. If you can get that checker out, by the way, which is pretty important. And now you might hit to kind of overtime the position. Overtiming is interesting because he might crunch by sending the other guy back sooner, which is an idea. But it's hard to tell because normally in back games, you don't want to hit the guy. And so I think Timo's happy he was hit. I'm not sure David was wrong, though. So in here, yeah, I guess he's setting this up to be hit when he comes out to try to manipulate the timing. Of course, Timo does not want to hit yet. He wants him to speed up and come home and punish him for the hit. Punish him even if he was right, by the way. And 6-3, okay. 5-3, double slots the board. And he really wants White to break the outside point now. 5-2 doesn't have to do it. And he needs a 6. Okay, this makes the 2 and the 3. And this 6, okay, there's a way out. I don't break my board. I think I break the 23. I think I do. I don't love it, but breaking my board is against my rules. 6-5, you would have had a massive, massive, massive double shot there. I don't love breaking my board. Thinking about the hit. He misses, and now if he's able to make this, he's not, and there's blots everywhere. 6-2. All right, well, now we're in for a fun one, and I will say that David's PR is going to be much easier in this situation than it will be for Timo. I mean, it's so easy for David, he can walk away from the board. I mean, look at this. He doesn't even have to be here. The numbers almost play themselves. David can't believe he's in. David. Calling David. Uh, this would be a funny way to lose the match. um, 3-1, 5-2. Okay, this off the 21 point. Some coverage in the outfield, I guess. Don't know if I want to come off the 21 yet, but I'm never coming off of the 23. Never coming off of the 23. I don't think, at least. I mean, I understand this gives better coverage, but giving up the deeper point scares me. But maybe with 3 guys back, you really don't care. Maybe you do care. This gets to come out to the 11, and then the other 5, unless this can come safe somewhere. Maybe it can be safe. This can go all the way to the 20 if you want. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. My first thought was to come to the 11 like this. But then you still might have 3 checkers in the outfield. because you could roll something that would be dumb now. 6-5 is nothing bad about this roll. That's good. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. I'll be right back. Philippe in the chat. Nice to see you. And double six. This looks pretty bad for white. Also some gammons here. If he can get the close out, which this does not do. I leave it there for the fans. 5-4. I mean, you have to close the point for the gammons, right? So 6-5. You don't even get the option now. And he hits it, of course. I mean, if you give him 6 tries, he'll eventually do it. Double fives. This is great for the race. And also, David, I'm sure, is quite happy that he's not getting gammoned, even though it does not look likely that he's going to win this game. But anything could happen. But not that, okay? But not that. Picks 4, saves the G. And we go on to the next game where he still has the free drop intact. Meaning that if Timo has any advantage in the opening of this game, he can just pass because the extra point he's giving up doesn't really mean anything. And so black wins the opening roll. White does this, and with black on roll, who is the favorite is the question. David's analyzing it. Is the bar point good enough after the split? And he thinks even if he's a 51% favorite to win the game, Timo, you got to pass that one. And now we are at our DMP game, where all we're going to do is make the play that's going to win the most games, right? 5-2 hits back. Nobody can win or lose a gammon at this score, one away, one away. So the only question is what play wins the most games? This is the only thing that matters. 2-1 makes the 5, 5-2 is 2 down. Just making structure because structure is good. We want to make new things. What are we doing here? Is this better than running? I'm very interested in running because we are up in the race and we are on the 3-point, which then makes it interesting. 1-3. This hits with the, I mean, yeah. You got to do it this way, I think, even though you would prefer to cover with the 1. But then you would be leaving aces like 4-1, 3-1, 2-1, double ones from the roof to hit on the midpoint if you did it any other way. You could make the bar, which I think is maybe a more interesting play over hitting because of the checker on the 23. I'm not sure. That was difficult. 6-3, this is not difficult. This is the only play here. And 3-5, maybe just hops out. You could also play down, but I think I would hop out just because I know I need to come out at some point anyway. Maybe I take my chance then, right? Because things aren't better now. Funny enough is that he would have hit with the 4-6 and then the 5-2 would have hit back. Yikes. Has to be done. And this, oh, and he rolls it. Interesting. He hopped out to make the point instead of hitting the second checker. I think Timo sees that he could have hit the second checker now, which is why he was aghast, hands in the face. 5-2 makes the 10 point. Yeah. Timo, disappointed with that. You stay back, of course. Right? Wait, what's the play? You have a 2 and then a 3 to play? Could you have made the 4 as well? I'm not sure what the roll was from the roof. Matt Conegeyer in the chat, MCG. He said he would have made the 7 in that situation. Yeah, that looked reasonable to me. That would have been my play. It seemed to play against the blot he had on the 23 pretty well. That was my idea there. But I think Timo missing the double hit, the question is like, what was that worth? And he also had a bunch of difficult decisions during the containment portion after hitting. And even though those are great for your winning chances, those are terrible for your PR winning chances. That is for sure. Double twos. And where's the last one? Where's the last one? Okay, we do this one. And where's the ace? Okay, so there's a shot. Unless you go to the 1, but that is against the rules. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, you can, but I would not suggest it. I do like this play because maybe you can make the 7 and you do. Maybe you can play 6 to 3 here. Is 6 to 3 a good play? I like that. I like that. I kind of like that just because it gets rid of the gap you were unlikely to fill in anyway, but maybe keeping the solid prime in front of him was better? I don't know. I do know one thing. It was interesting, and interesting is good. Yeah, the not hitting twice. When he saw that, Timo was not a happy camper. The problem, of course, is seeing it after you hit the confirm button. Oh, 5-1 shot, 5-1 hits and boxes. Oh, Timo recovers strong and looks like he's going to have an easy time winning this match now. Just rip 2, right? We rip 2. We can't put 6 checkers on the 1 point. That would disappoint our mothers, of course. So we just take 2 checkers off and we live with the results. 2-1. Okay, making the DMP play there, clearing the outside point. I would have considered taking 1 off, but it's only because his board is broken, but maybe he was right. I doubt it will matter all that much. 5-1. Very easy, nice and easy. 5-3 wants to stick around again for the 6-1, 5-1, 4-1, 3-1, 2-1, 6-1 variation. We take off the extra checker and David misses. And Timo wins this match. Will he win the PR? Drum roll. Oh, it was very close. I bet you that double hit is what lost him the PR. That is brutal. I bet you if he sees that double hit, he makes the other play, and he wins the match and the PR. So Timo takes his 3rd point, and David goes to 5. David racking up a bunch of PR wins here. We've got Hussein Khalili in the chat. How many matches have they played so far? That was the 4th match. And so the players are likely going to be taking a break. I will be messaging them in the chat here. And then we will be back shortly. So thank you all for tuning in today. Of course, I have to say, smash the like button while you're here. Subscribe to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. Please go to my YouTube channel, Justin Noel Plays BG, and subscribe there. I will be giving away free lessons once I hit 3,000 subscribers, a couple of them actually, so more than one person will win at least a single lesson from me, which I'm sure would be nice. They're fun, very educational. And I might talk like this too the entire time. You never know. I probably won't, but you never know. I might. Thank you all for tuning in today. We'll have another match tomorrow, actually, at 10 in the morning, London time, which is 5 a.m. in New York. So if you are available to tune in then, as you get closer to the West Coast, you might actually still be up because it'll be like 2 a.m. in California. And so if you were out partying on a Monday night, like whatever, it's quite possible you could tune in for that as well. So be back in a moment, and we'll see you guys in a minute. Yeah. All right. All right, I am back. I guess we can click through maybe a few of these decisions. Analysis here while we're waiting around. Just look at this, just the errors here. Whose are these? These are David's. In this 5-1 was hit and slot the one. That is a back game play if I've ever seen one. Hoping to be hit to slow down the timing. So yes, he is trying to overtime the situation, get him to crunch, but also if he rolls a one to hit him on the way in, this helps this timing situation. This is a very common idea. 5-2, still 6-1, right? Interesting. 6-4, he makes the structure, but he likely wants to do this, and look at that, right? 7-1 again. This 4-1, they wanted him to do this and slot and stay back a little bit further. And this 6-2, I said we should have run here instead of hitting, and that was right. And then this 6-3, I said we should probably, oh, look at that. Let's see here. Making the bar isn't even on this thing. It's the same idea. Run. I saw this too. I looked at this, but who knows? We're making the bars. That must be bad then.
What?
All right. Are the players back? I hear something.
Don't do it. Just leave me alone.
He must have unmuted himself during the break, which is fine. Let's go back to this. And this 3-2. What was this here? 3-2 this way. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really see this one. And this 5-3. Yeah. Yeah, you're hoping you just get away with this and you can start working your checkers into the outfield and then cover. The problem is with these other plays is you could get away with this and then start to crunch, which could be a problem. I guess everybody is back. Let's see if they've started. And let's go. I'm ready if you are. All right, well, time for Timo to bust out the shades. Yeah, seems about right. Seems about right. It's a bit later for Timo than it is for David, of course. I think it's like it was 10 a.m. when they started, when David's time, and then it was 6 p.m. in London time when we started, and I think Timo's time is a little bit later than that. Maybe they're conversing with each other now. David is also ready. Okay. Uh, and all right. Just so we can keep the players on the correct side of the board. And all right. Just waiting for the match to start. We'll get match 5 going. I do not see that they've started. Um, have they started? What's happening? Okay, there's the code. And hopefully Timo can see that. Yes, good. There they are. And we are back. It looks like 6-3 started with the split. 4-2 hits coming down. Somebody saw me in at number 9 on the Backgammon Galaxy list there. Yes, I am number 9 on the site right now. And of course, MCG, who was also in the chat, is numero uno. Rightfully so. Shoot. They're going to have to restart. Someone has to resign. Uh, yeah, they started the wrong time, so it has to be a blitz match. That 803 doesn't count. That was just an incorrect, of course, just a resignation, just because they started at the wrong time setting. So they'll create another code. I'm glad they noticed quickly. That was nice of them to notice quickly. Nice of them to notice quickly. Now, the time format is Blitz, and so I'm sure they're just going to get that sorted. I'm glad they noticed quickly. They've just sent out another code. All is good. We will get this show on the road. All right, and we've got our Blitz time control back. 3-2, interesting. We could just make the anchor, what I would probably do over hitting on the 5. I kind of like anchors. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of anchors, even though the 22-point anchor isn't great. I guess it's an upgrade over no anchor with 3 checkers back. And here, you could either just come down or you could come out to the 18. All of that seemed interesting. 6-1 is not ideal. I guess you just come off the 23-point anchor and just come out to the 16. What else are you going to do? Hit on the 1. Are we trying to do that? What's the, Yuck. I don't say yuck very often, but when I do, you probably shouldn't do it. You probably shouldn't do it. All right, that's an upgrade of an anchor. Five, 2. 6 to 4 seems okay. 4, 1. Maybe you should double hit. I'm not sure. 4, 1 is interesting for double hitting, just to kind of get rid of their defense back there. MCG says 23 to 16 for sure. Well, I'm in good company. It just seems like the normal thing to do in that situation. My pattern recognition takes over. 6-2 hits and makes the 4. 5-4, nice roll. And this is just a double anchor. And now we're in one of these games again. I'd have to think about this a bit more. You know, a part of me really wants to make the 11 point. So I might even leave the blot out there just to kind of make the 11. Put a little bit more hindrance on black's back checkers, but I can't say for sure. This is one of these situations where, like, you know, after the last match, maybe you hope to review a bit and then get your back game. Okay, well now your back game is over, so you just need to come out, right? Yeah, your back game is over. So maybe you just come out, and the question is like, how do you come out? Right? Because what are we gonna do? Just come down and keep this double anchor game with no deficit in the race. So gotta come out somehow. You're only down 16 pips now, so that's an improvement actually. 5-3. I guess we just make the 3. We could make the 5 and slot the 1. But maybe I like the look of this better. It looks a bit more compact. 5-1. Just place 13 to 8, 6 to 5, right? There's a blot in his board. I would leave the shots. He doesn't want to leave the shots, but I'm going to be leaving the shots at some point, and he's got a blot in his board, so I would use that as the opportunity to leave the shot. I would just play 13, 8, 6 to 5, because now, like, how are you going to not leave a shot, you know? Seems like you're going to have to, but now you can do it differently. If you want, you can play clear the 16. Interesting. Keeping the 13 actually puts more pressure on the 9, right? So I would have cleared the 16 because having the 13 point put more pressure on the 9 point. David has to find a way to tiptoe this game home. 4-2. Well, I see the 4. Probably a hitter. Is this what we're doing? Yee. We could play with one blot, you know, not hit the guy. There's no like hidden covers. This does amp up the gammon wins by quite a lot. Yeah, I'd have to look at that again. You need more time for things like this, you know? This is where the time really can come into play because you're just playing off of pattern recognition because you know you have no time to really think about these decisions. Yeah, it seems okay. I don't really want to make the 15 just in case he enters. I'd really like to just clear the 12 right now. Like, I don't even want to remake the 12 really because he might enter, but maybe I don't want to leave more shots. But this is going to be the same situation right now, right? Where you just kind of have to clear the 12, right? I don't know if I would have made the 12 again just in case you rolled a 5. Like, now, you know, I don't want to do this. He's on the roof, so I try to clear the 12 while he's on the roof. I only get hit with 5-5, 5-1, 5-3 if I play 2 down, so I would probably just play 2 down. He's got a blot in his board. I would have been hit, but like, whatever. But I would have probably started to clear all these things up much sooner. Because how are you getting home now, you know? Oh, and you get to come out with all of the guys, I think, to the 18, play to the 16 as well. I guess this puts more contact onto that outside point. I like this. And now you get a double shot. 4 hits. Oof. Difficult whether or not you want to play for more coverage because you don't want to play with too many blots because things could go wrong. They could go very wrong. Things are going wrong. 5-4. Okay, that's pretty good. 4 just comes out. You get hit with 7s and 3s and what else? 9s, but not that number. So I guess what? You come to the 8 first, maybe you make the 16, or maybe you just go into the 6. Maybe that's better. I know if you roll 6-3, I'd rather have a double shot than be on the roof, so I could use the same argument with him rolling 5-4. Yeah, I guess he just doesn't want to be hit at all. And now you miss. Yeah, I mean, maybe that was okay. It's just trying to avoid getting gammoned, I guess, but well, Timo's just going to try to march this one home, trying to get off the gammon here. Looks like he should be able to save it. Yeah, especially after 6-4. And especially after 2-1 and double fives. I mean, heck, he might try to win this. I would bring it in. Don't see the downside. Five one. All right, and we are on to the next game. David is taking a 2-point lead in this match to 5. This is match 5. David has 5 points and Timo has 3. I don't know if Mehmet is watching, if he wants to send me a screenshot update of the median PRs and point totals or whatever. You could leave it in the chat as well. 5-2 hits. 4-6 just comes out again. 5-4. Interesting. So I would probably just make the 20. And then with the 5, I don't know, man. I would probably just slot the 3-point, duplicating the aces, to be honest. I mean, I just need to create a more dynamic position. I already have 4 guys back. What's another one, you know? I liken having this many checkers back to, you know, living on a farm and having, you know, 4 kids. Like a 5th one might actually be useful, you know? So like why not have a 5th checker back? Why not have a 6th checker back, right? Um, they could help me with the chickens. 6-1 hits and covers. 5-1, not ideal. Now you might get counter primed. You do not get counter primed. All right, so maybe we just lay both of these down in the outfield and leave the 6 there, hoping that he doesn't roll a 6. And you could also make the 3, but you really would love to make the 7. Just seems okay for prime value. I might have played even more dynamic, but that might have been crazy. Good roll, good play. You got nothing. Well, apparently he thinks he has something. I don't think he oh, maybe, maybe. I'm just kind of not looking at the match score. So maybe it is worth it for the score. That ace really saved him, actually. So yeah, I guess we just come out and around. That seems to make sense. 6-5. I don't even know. Maybe you blitz. Yeah, blitzing seems okay. Really would like double ones here. 1-6 is oh, and double twos. Yeah, I didn't really think he was going to get away with it either, but 1-6 seemed like a great number until you realize you've got 3 blots in your board. This is the problem with 3 blots in your board. Sometimes you roll a miracle, and it just causes you to get gammoned. Double fours. Guess that's a great shot. 1-6, okay, he fights back, but now there's a blot on the 1, and he does get hit, but this could break the structure if he doesn't roll a good number right now. He does roll a good number, so I guess we come off with 2 checkers from the 21. We don't need to make that outside point for anything, really. Just think we want to make sure we do not prime ourselves. And he gets whacked again. And Q4, you might as well hit and get everybody sent back. You might as well start to slot the 5. Double 5s is a big roll. That is not what black wants. But I guess this doesn't allow, I don't even know if I do this. I mean, I want to slot the 5 as well. Want to make sure I start being able to time this game. You could slot the 8 if you wanted. I mean, there's no way to time this game really anymore. I mean, if you slot the 8 and get hit, who cares? Doesn't really make much of a difference. Double 6, I lied. Maybe there is a way to time this game. Double 4s. I guess there really is a way to time this game. Timo hates it. 3-1 is a good roll. Very good roll. 5-4. Okay. He gets to hop out. This is actually a good roll. And 5-3 is a shot. Maybe he should take a second checker off. Maybe this is fewer numbers, though. This is just a 2 off. 6-4. He needs a 2. He doesn't roll it. He could leave a double shot here with a 6-3, 5-3. No, he doesn't. Okay. And he still leaves the ace shot. Will he ever roll an ace? Apparently not. He plays this to get off the BG. He does get a double shot, the Coupe Classique the hard way. And he goes to the 13, giving himself better coverage over 1-6, the same number I was thinking about in the 4-2 hits. And you just have to play this to keep the coverage. He wants an ace so bad. The 6 has to hit. Has to hit, of course. He wants an ace so bad he doesn't even really want to cover it. No, you could stay there and just cover, right? And then get the ace that way, right, David? You, why not? What? I'm confused. Couldn't you hover and still stay back there to roll an ace? Am I missing something? Maybe he really just didn't want it that way. 5-4. Well, it's certainly playing well, and this gets to cover. And now you get to go for the second checker. And if you get the second checker, you've got a chance. You will likely get the second checker. Then you want to set up good distribution, the best distribution, of course. 4-3, finally gets to hit it. Now he wants to set up that perfect distribution. Okay, that's a bit deep. He doesn't like that. Double ones, perfect way to get this game going. 4-2 just rips off the single checker, keeps the board closed. 6-1. You, well, he's got 2 up. Interesting about whether or not you want to leave the shot or not. Huh. Takes off nothing. Oh my gosh, and he fans. Double 6. I would come down to the 9. And hold on. 1, 2, 3 rolls. This is a pass, right? Is this a pass? This just has to be a pass, right? You're going to roll. He's going to come in. You're going to roll again. He's going to come in and take 1 off. Oh, can he take that? He took that. I mean, I know he took it, but should he have taken it? Because you're going to come in with 1. He's going to take 2 off, and then you need a big double to win. Your take point was like 19%. It wasn't crazy hello. Eee. Drum roll. Yeah. I don't think you can take that cube. I think that was a pretty big pass. Yowzer, yowzer, yowzer. All right, so after this, after that, yeah, I think David made the good play with 4-1 and then 6-4, of course. Yikes. 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Double 6. Oh my goodness. 2-1. I guess we just clean up this blot. Double ones. You could hit and make the 3. I prefer hitting and making the 3. You could hit and make the 3. Yeah, I think he missed the opportunity with double ones there, to be honest. And then David was able to gain the 5 point because of it. Three one. Nice roll from David. Double ones. Maybe we just, yeah, we could just make the 8. I like this. 4-3. Just comes out. 4-3. All right. Upgrading his anchor. Just in time as well, I guess. Maybe not. Just had the 1 point on you, but you would have had the 4 point on you, and that must be worse. Why wouldn't he bring the other checker around from the 7 point? Does he not see it's still there? Huh. I guess because maybe it left, but he left a double shot staying there as well. I don't know. I'll see what they say later. Three, 5. Of course, he foregoes the hit because of the 2 blots in the board. You could hit and cover 1, but you couldn't hit and cover both. Interesting decision. I mean, obviously, he's just winning a ton, and the cube should probably come. You're up a ton in the race. Your timing is okay. Your opponent's board is coming together, though. Oh, easy take now. This looks bad now. 5-4, you just play 2 down, leave a double shot. And I think you just roll. I don't see anything else. You could do this, but I mean, gosh. Breaking our board seems bad. You could just be missed. Oh no, 5-2 doesn't move. Nothing sweeter than a repeater, they say. I don't know who they are, but 5-2, double twos, double fives are obviously the worst, and double ones he misses again. That's unlikely. Someone in the chat, YOLO, I'm going to actually try to say this, YOLO Sway Boy Cash Money says it was a 265 blunder to take the cube. I'm assuming in the previous match, right? Do you have to hit? Double threes fills in the gap. Yeah. If you just kind of look at the roles in this situation of the last match, if you say, well, let's say he rolls an 8, which is the average roll, you can give him a 9, right? He's going to bring one in and cross it over. He could roll worse than that too, by the way, which is also part of the variation. But let's just say he rolls average or a little above average, and then David just rolls and takes 2 off. And then you roll another 9, right? Let's say you get 2 above average numbers. And you can still see that you're in just awful shape, right? Then you should just pass because I gave you 2 above average sequences, and then I gave David average numbers, right? Just 2 numbers that just take off, right? I didn't give him a double or anything. So you don't even have to really do all that much math there. You just kind of go, well, if I roll like this, I'm going to end up here, and then he rolls like that. And then that was because he rolled 2 above average sequences that game. What if he rolls 1 below average sequence, right? Then you're extra, extra dead. You need to roll a super joker to win that game, and you need your opponent to also stop rolling. So this is a new format for a UBC style competition. Mehmet, when creating this, decided that he wanted to have kind of more trials, and I guess there'll be much more variation in the PRs playing a 5-point match than a longer one. Obviously, players of this caliber can make mistakes in one game in a 5-point match and ruin their PR. Whereas if you play a longer match and you have one bad game, it will kind of fade into the background overall. So we decided to have more games as well, right? So let me just going back on the stream here a bit. Yeah, so David won the last match and won the PR. So David is up 7-3, I think, right now after 5 matches. And whoever reaches 9 first is the winner. So David has a very strong lead after 5 matches. Of course, Timo's going to need to win the match and win the PR here in order to really give himself a chance to come back in this. Yeah. Because if David wins the match and wins the PR right now, this is our last match, right? Four two seems reasonable. Double twos. I guess you can just play this if you want. Seems okay. 6-2 hits. Nice roll from Timo. 6-5 fans, not ideal. He's doubling this. I think the take is very easy. I don't love doubling when the take is very easy, but I can see, the score might make you want to do it. Go ahead. This seems okay. And the 3-6 just comes out, and the 5-1, this comes out off I guess the 21 point maybe. You could do this way as well, but I like the idea of maybe trying to make a double anchor by coming off with my spare and leaving the other one there. Gives me a chance to roll a 1 or a 3 to make a double anchor. I might be wrong, of course, but that would be the idea that I was working with. And I think it's always good to like make plays and think of ideas why you're doing something when you're making a play over the board, right? That's like the most important thing. Even if your thinking is wrong, it can be corrected, right? But if you're just moving without a game plan in mind, um, that's not ideal, guys. You know, you always kind of want to have a plan, like why you're doing something. So if you're wrong, you can correct your thinking and then have your plan be more correct next time, right? So all right, so white established a double anchor and now okay, he has to clear the 8 or leave a shot. This seems good. And this slots the 3, and 3-2 is a shot lever. You have to clear the 10 and go to the 5 and leave a single shot here. This is 6s and 7s, but not all 7s, but that 6 is strong. He does not roll a 3. Yes, Kintaro and Leverman are playing tomorrow at 10 a.m. London time, 5 a.m. in New York. What does that mean? 2 a.m. in Los Angeles? They play on a leap year in Australia, I think. That's how time works in Australia, as far as I know. 4-2 is bad. I would cover with the 1 point. Of course I would cover the 1 point because you have more spares on the 5. And then you would still have a spare on the 6. That would improve your distribution. I work on like the theory of distribution a lot, you know, just like, oh my God, he rolls a 1-6. Followed by double 4s. Super Joker to anti Joker. 6-2 has to leave a. Oh, he could do this. Yeah. White's going to come into the outfield. 6 and the 3 slots the 1. 6-4 leaves a single shot. The 4. The 4 hits, of course. Of course. 6-2. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Slotting the 3. You could come out, but this gets hit with 8s and 10s. You would have been hit, but now you have a direct shot. So stay 6 away and cover the 1. This gives them bad numbers. Double 1s. Yeah. Go there and cover. Double 1s. 1-2. 3-2. 3-2. You see, bad numbers. Think of your opponent's bad numbers. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. My name is Justin Knoll. I'm a professional backgammon player from New York. I currently live in London, though. Don't ask me how I got here. No, I'm kidding. It's great. Woo. No. Um, and of course, as per usual, if anyone is interested in backgammon lessons with me, please feel free to send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com. And so for money, this is a pass. At the score, it's probably a pass as well. I don't think it's a big pass. Maybe it is because your distribution isn't great, but I have a reference position that Michi gave me a few years ago in dealing with those exact scenarios, and it's the same thing. Is it better or worse than the reference that we have, right? Or 2 makes the 4. Double 1s makes the 5. 3-2, okay. I guess I just go to the 8 point. I'm not stepping up for anything, I don't think. 6-4 just runs. I like this play better because if you get away with it, you can win. And 2-3, okay, seems reasonable. Double 1s, nice shake. Gets to point on him and play 8-7. And he fans, and now he gets to make the 6 prime, and just like that, oh, he makes the bar. And are we doing that? Really? Okay. I guess trying to put pressure on making the 22 in some way. I guess 6-5, we play 2 down and just hope he doesn't roll it, right? It's either that or we're slotting, and we're not slotting yet. 2-3. Yeah. Oh, 6-4 makes the point, and now you're in trouble. Any two, and you are donezo. Probably would have did the other one. 1-5, okay. And how do we play the 5? Yeah, I mean, that does keep the structure to try to make a 6 prime, which you should potentially do, seeing as how he's going to break now. Yeah, and he doesn't want to make the 1 because he wants black to enter on the 1 and get stuck back there in some variation. I will be doing a giveaway of a few free lessons on my YouTube channel, Justin Noel Plays BG, once I hit 3,000 subscribers over there. So if anyone's interested, please go subscribe. We're getting close. Thank you all for tuning in today. Please smash the like button if you haven't already. The more people that hit the like button, the better it is for the YouTube algorithm, of course. If we could get that number up, it would be really appreciated. Timo looks like is going to win this game, which means we're going to get a few more games in for sure. Or 2, 6-1. 6-3, okay, and the cube comes, and he can take this. This hits outside, I guess. 1-4. Okay, runs out. And I guess they just stay back and make the 3-point, try to make it difficult for Timo to get home. This is tricky. I almost like unstacking, playing 13-8 because there's so many. Hitting is too big at a 4-away score, I think. Oh no, he's the 4-away score. Okay, so losing a gammon doesn't matter. He just wants to win. I kind of had this mixed up in my head a little bit. My apologies. It's our 5. One of those has to be the 4, and this one duplicates the 2. 4-5, 4-6 saves him. Oh, he can do this as well. That seems reasonable. Doesn't get to cover yet, though. So any 2, and he's right back in it. He does roll a 2. David Wells has been playing lights out today, by the way, as we've all seen. And yeah, thank you all for hitting the like button a few more times. If you wouldn't mind doing it some more, not too many times, just once would be good, please. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. David is doing very good in this game. 2-1 is a little bit awkward, but of course he can still play it, which is good. Yeah. Just cover the 4-point. I would. You might be getting a shot now. You could slot the 3 as well. It seems like a reasonable option. Here I would double slot for sure. I would double slot for sure there, by the way. Four, 3 must be the worst number. Must be. Three, 2 though. Very nice shake from David. 6-2 is just 2 off. Doesn't want to roll that number again, I'll tell you that. 6-1 cleans it up, and this covers the 2. Wants to stay back for maybe a double shot on double 6, double 5, double 4. That didn't happen. Okay, so 6-4 is a shot. Does he roll an ace? No. 6-1 covers the point, I think. You get hit more now, right? No, it's the same number of shots. Oh, and now you have another shot, and he misses. He enters with the 1. And Timo really needs to win the PR here, or else this is just over. It might be over anyway. 6-2, and David wins the match, so he gets 8 points for sure. And if he wins the PR, this is over, and Timo wins the PR. So David has 8 points, and Timo has 4. So we get one more match for sure. We get the 7th one. But even if Timo wins the match in the PR and the match in the PR, it's hard for me to say that he can win the average PR at the end of this, right? So yeah. Mehmet, if you wouldn't mind giving me an update on what the median PRs are at this point, that would be great. So I've got thank you guys for hitting the like button. If anyone who hasn't done it yet, please give it a shot. Just try. Just mouse or just the button there. It really helps the team out here. Not monetarily, but I will say it makes us feel better. And that's nice. It is really nice. Thank you. 2-1 and 5-4. Okay. I guess we can play 2 down, work on making those inner board points. No need to come off our anchor yet. No rush. Just make the points and now close the 3 or attempt to at least. You don't get to. I would play 7-6 because if he rolls 5-3, I don't even think he should hit me. So I play 7-6, giving myself more numbers to make the 3, because if he rolls 5-3 and he hits me, he's crazy. Oh, I see what he's trying to do. Unduplicate the 3, and here we should just play 6-5. We should just play 6-5. Assume you're going to be missed and then cover. Would have worked out the same way either way. All right, so Mehmet sends the... Okay. So Timo still has a small chance, but he has to really, really, really start playing his ass off. That's for sure. The median error rates right now are 3.71 for Timo, and David is playing at a 2.71 after the first 6 matches. David Wells' average PR, though, total average, is significantly better today because Timo had a few outliers, of course. But this tournament is based on median error rate, right? So just the middle of all matches played. So, you know, if David starts to have some outliers himself, his PR might go up. If Timo is able to hunker down, that would also be very useful for his chances in this match. But this is good for the win for sure, right? So, I mean, if Timo doesn't have anything go too drastically wrong, it looks like he's going to pick up a gammon win here. I don't want to jinx the guy. 6-1's a good shake, takes 2 checkers off. Six two. Okay. I mean, there's no way to get off the gammon, so I would just make the prime play. I just make the prime play. I don't see a way to get off the G, really. Maybe you can, but I only way I went get off the gammon is by getting a shot and hitting it, in my opinion. But if he gets off this racing right now because of how tight he had to be, that would be fantastic. But I would have made the 5 prime and played for the win. But he might just race his way off of this, which would be incredible, by the way. Absolutely incredible if he could get off this. I think he needs to get a crossover, but everything lands on the same spot, which he hates. But I think you might need a crossover, because here you can get off in 2 rolls, and the other way, without a double, you would have had to have gotten off in 3. That's not good. Oh, and Timo gets the G. All right, so the match win is seeming to work its way through here for Timo. He's taken a lead. 1 away, Crawford 5 away. This is a nice anchor making play here. 6-1. Could also come out and then play 6-5, because if he starts to prime in front of you, that doesn't make leaving any easier. So like if he rolls 4-1 or 3-1, where would you rather be? I'd rather be on the 18 point. What's this? 6-1, that makes the anchor. 4-5, okay. Play 13-8 while we're at it, you know? Why not? I would play 13-8. But maybe this is better because when he hits him, he has to break his anchor to do it, which he might not want to do. Five three. I guess we just make the 5 point. Maybe this is okay. You're down 13 pips. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, it's an annoying way to have to play that. And this is just basically forced to slot the 4 point. I don't really see anything else. And 3-4 double. Well, you could play down. Maybe you don't need to double hit. You just hit and come up. Hit and come down, I mean. Do you need to double hit? The gammon doesn't win you anything extra. Just come out, duplicate the 3s. You have double 3s, right? Just come out, dupe the 3s. Just hope they don't roll double 3s. 6-5, 4-1. This seems okay. Thank you all for tuning in today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, and it's very much appreciated. If you guys wouldn't mind smashing the like button, subscribing to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel, also my channel, Justin Noble Plays BG. But don't go there now, the matches are still going on. 5-3 makes the point, very nice. And what does this do? This hits, of course. Makes the bar just in case he rolls 1-6. That would be an that would be a joker. Anti-joker. Depending on what side of the board you're on, right? Double ones is the only hitter. 6-4 just plays in. This seems okay. 5-2, 2 down. 6-1 just comes in and out, of course. A good number. Allows you to continue to play this. Ugh. 3-1 just makes the point. 2, okay. Timo, of course, is hoping to get a shot here. David, of course, is hoping to not give one. 5-3. Double ones, just slots it. I would play 6-5. There's a chance I can get off the G. And double threes, this hits. 2, 3. And I would come off of the, no. Oh, 1-4. And the 1 enters and the 4 hits. And if he covers, he does cover. Timo becomes a favorite, especially with the gap. An even bigger favorite, of course. This would be a double pass for money already. But since it's at the Crawford game, there's no getting David out of this game, so he has to just go for the W. 6-5. Oh, and David rolls the boxes. Sick. And now he's back in the driver's seat. 6-2. Timo needs big doubles in order to take this game down. He needs to start with 6s or 5s. It's happy he hasn't missed, and none of that happened. Christian Monk Christensen in the house. Yes, you are late to the party. We are already in match number 7. Double 4s makes the board. 5-3, no shots. 6-3. We make the ugly play here, and we don't even make the anchor. I don't think we make the anchor. There's too many bad numbers, and your board's too strong. I think we just stay back. But maybe you're right. Sorry, I think I'm wrong. This is post Crawford 4 away. I'm totally wrong. You definitely want to make the anchor, even though winning more games would be nice. You definitely have to make the anchor at the 4-away score. I am crazy. And double 6. Yeah, I think for money I would have stayed back, but at this 4-away score post Crawford holding a cube, I'm definitely making the anchor. Yes, Wells is winning 8 points to 4 and is significantly leading in the PR race by a full PR point in the median error rate right now. In the average error rate, which is not being taken into account, he's winning by 2 PR points. There were a few outliers. 4-1. And it looks like Timo is doing well again. Do you want to just clear the 5 point? Is that the DMP play, or do you want to take a checker off? What happens if you hit the guy and take him off, you know? Could you hit him, take it off? I mean, how close is David to winning this race? I mean, hitting him and taking him off is like a play that wins gammons, and you can't really win a gammon here. So this play is not going to leave any shots anytime soon. So this is the safest play if you think David can't win this race, which he probably can't. 6-5. But he could get a shot. 6-1, 6-2, 5-1, 5-2, 4-1, 4-2, 6-2 leaves the shot. Any 4, I think you have to hit. It minimizes shots. And 5-2. And Timo looks like he's going to win this match. 2-1. And he resigns it. And now down to the PR. Oh, and Timo played a 1.1 to David's 6. That's what we need, Timo, in order to make this a very interesting match that gives him a chance. I need an update here on the match totals and what that brings us, Mehmet, as far as median average PR goes. I can't even say it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So that is 8 points now for David and 6 for Timo. We will get an update soon on what the median error rate is. See, we've got our 8 matches in here. So if you wouldn't mind smashing the like button and subscribing to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel, please feel free to do that. And for backgammon lessons, of course, please feel free to send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com. I have been your commentator for this entire series. Well, these ones at least. I played earlier. Got knocked out in 11th place. Well, there are a bunch of people tied for like 11th, 12th, 13th, or whatever it is there. We were just the last ones to play that round, actually. Double fives is a great shot. This just comes all the way around. And now we're up like a lot. So yeah, the position seems reasonable, but so does the take. It seems like it's not going to be easy to bring this game home. All right, let's see what happened to the median error rates. Okay. So now Timo's median error rate has dropped significantly from a 3.71. He's now playing a 3.29, and David is playing a 2.81. His didn't move all that much. He was playing a 2.72 before. So tell me, Mehmet, what needs to happen in order for Timo to win this game? If he plays another 1 and David plays another 6 or 7 or 8, is that good enough? Why don't you try to put those in your Excel spreadsheet there and tell me what that means, please? If Timo plays a 1 and David plays an 8, what happens? Well, you could go to the 1 or you could do this. This looks like it could make it easier to come home unless he hits you. Very difficult. Interesting. All right. So there is a way, and when there's a will, there's somebody out there trying to kill you for your money. Keep that in mind. This is a speed tournament. So yes, this has been what we've been playing at the entire time. Double fours looks good. Guess you could make the 2 if you wanted. I don't know why you would leave a shot. 3, 6. Interesting. You could hit and make the 11. You could hit and cover the 2. You could just make the 5, by the way, which also seems reasonable. Um, this also seems reasonable. Everything seems reasonable today. Very difficult decision. We've reached a fork in the road to hit or not to hit. You could also just make the 2 and not even leave a shot. This seems okay. So many play options there. All right, so do we make the 5? This seems like a good situation to be in. And 5-3 seems like a dangerous situation to be in. Okay, 6-3. I guess we can just come off the 20. I don't generally advocate that. But I think I would have there. But this is a great response roll, being able to make all that structure around the board. You have to come down as well. And 5-4 is a bad number. Yes, David is leading 8 points to 6, but after that last round, the PR is getting closer and closer. Remember, the outliers that Timo had don't really matter all that much in this race as long as David has some outliers too, right? So it's come down to the wire again. So Mochi, we will say that David has 8 points, Timo has 6, and after the last match, Timo was playing a median error rate of 3.29 and David a 2.81. So if Timo was able to play like he did last time and David plays the way that he did last time, it is still very much possible for Timo to win the median error rate. That is for sure. Always nice to see Mochi in the house as well. 2-1 and 4-3. Okay, no shots yet. 4-2. I guess we have to break our board, and this makes the ace. This is a nice roll. Double 6, doesn't leave a shot, doesn't go anywhere. He hands it back to him. He said, no, it's your roll. And 4-1, this duplicates the ace. And yeah, very good. He gets to hit. And does he roll a 4? He does roll a 4. Oh, and double 6. And now the race is in Timo's hands. David needs big doubles in order to get around the board, or Black just needs to limp a little bit. He does have that gap on the 4, which is quite costly. Oh, and he does roll the big doubles. That is helpful. Oh, and Timo rolls it back. Okay, okay, and now we have a match. 3 away, 3 away. Timo needs to win the match and win the PR in order to have a chance in this, because this is our last match and David is up 8 points to 6. He has to win the match and the PR. If David wins either of those, he is the winner. Double 3s. Double 4s. Oh my gosh. Sick. The best possible roll. And this is almost forced. I say almost because you could play 6-1, but that would be silly. And this just makes the 2 point. Double 6. What a shot. Double 1s. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to leave a shot here, so I don't know how much I really want to make the 5 if I have to leave a shot somewhere. Six four just slots the 3 point in double 5s. Okay. That's great news for David because he's up so much in the race. So he should just cube, I think. Maybe not. 18 pips, 4-1 is a disaster. Thought he would have been up a little bit more, and his structure is awful. Another 4-1. He can't absorb another 4-1 without leaving a shot, by the way. So he wants to stop rolling that. 5-3, okay. He can now have another 4-1 to play. I mean, is he just killing him in the race? Could he break from there and just come around? I don't know. Seems like he's going to leave a shot, but I mean, look at White's board. Who cares? I mean, you can split 17 to 16 here, by the way. Split 17 to 16. Try that. See what happens, you know? Now, any 5 or 4, he rolls. That could be funny. 6-1. Timo plays it. I don't know if it was right, but we both see the idea. 5-3. So the problem with hitting is that the only 3 you have that doesn't leave a shot is 13 to 10. So I guess we're not going to do that one, huh? Six three. Everybody to the ace and deuce there. Okay. And 6-4. He's in a race. Oh, and now this game is over. I would say David rolled a good one. Really? Your take point at the score. Wow. He just took that. I probably would have passed. You're up 1 checker, but David has no misses, and you could roll small, and you other guy needed to roll big. I don't know. He took it, though. I have to rewind the stream on my phone to see that one for a sec. Yeah. Gaz also thinks it was a pass. I would have had to have I thought so. That was my natural instinct, but you know, when Timo takes, I have to look a little deeper, of course. 3-2. So that's not if that was a pass, it doesn't bode well for the ER win, which ends up being very necessary at the score, which is 8-6 at the moment in David's favor. Also, David is at Crawford, so he's a favorite to win the match as well, of course. Christensen said he would have taken despite the score. Okay. 3 away, 3 away. I think your take point in a long race with Recube Vig is what, 25%? In a last roll position, it would be 30, I think, right? Is that right, guys? Seems okay. 5-3. 6-3 makes the point, of course. I don't. Are we stepping up? Yeah, I guess they could make the bar. I guess we have to step up. And you're up enough in the race, you don't have to hit. You can just make this structure and wait for a better sequence. Double fives is a much better sequence, and now you can just break contact, clear the 10, go in here, and just go out into this race, right? And does losing a gammon mean something to you? If you will lose 2, you'll be at 1. If you lose 1, you'll be at 2. So it's basically the same thing. As long as you don't get BG'd, you'll be fine. So maybe you should still stay back. Getting gammon really doesn't mean all that much, and you could get a shot. But maybe he thinks his chances are just better in the race. But if that was the case, why wouldn't he have left the first time? Maybe he learned of the error of his ways. Okay. Looks like we're going to get. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. A few more of those. Oh, that's the wrong side of the dice. 3-1. He makes the play to not miss in the future in double threes. 1, 2, 3. And I would play 5-2 to be honest. 6-3. Just being honest. And David is doing okay. He is a big favorite to miss a couple times. Okay. 4 checkers versus 5 checkers. Double threes. A lot of pips, but takes nobody off. 6-3. Oh no. Twos are better, and David wins immediately. 2-1, 3-1, double ones, but not 4-3. All right. Since David is a favorite, he takes the cube. 5-4. Sure. Oh, double fives, and David takes a commanding lead. 4 and the ace splits. 5-2's a double hitter. I would double hit. Why not hit the other guy? And now he gets to make the 5-point. Why not hit the other guy? I don't know. It could be costly. Could be very costly. Now Timo has a game. Now Timo has a game. So that was a really good take. Timo had 31% in that race before. Have to look at that one later back on the stream. If anyone, well, actually, I'll just ask the players to send me the match files afterwards, of course. Oh, wow. Yeah, I really got to look at these things a bit harder. It's hard here, you just don't have the time. Black has a good board now. White, of course, is just trying to get home without disturbing anyone or anything. 6-2 is awkward. I guess do you have to leave a shot now by playing 2 down? I know you could not leave a shot by clearing the 8, but that could be a problem in and of itself, of course. He gets missed here. This is great for David because David, of course, just wants to win this game. If he wins this game, he can't lose. Three, 2. And if David can clear this 8-point, that leaves immediate shots that could lose. I do not like that at all. Yeah. 2-1 just covers the 3, and there's some shot levers here. Double fives is just awkward mess. This is fantastic for Timo. 6-2 is a shot lever, and a 3? No, he doesn't roll a 3. That was his chance there. That was his chance. Two, 1. 6-4. 6-5. Okay. 4-1. 5-1. 6-1. But not 5-4. And David Wells is the winner of this semi-final match. I know it says quarterfinal up there. He definitely gets the 9th point from the match win. We will see about the PR in a moment, but it does not matter. David Wells moves on to the finals. And Timo played a 1.5. Wow, if he would have won that match, that might have been enough. But we never know. We will never know. So that was 9-7. Fantastic. Let me just unmute these players. David, congratulations
Thank you.
on a very
Uh,
well played match. And Timo, you are still muted, so I'm going to ask you to unmute. There you go. And Timo, what a amazing comeback. It started off a bit rocky, but man, when it came down to it, it really mattered in this last match. I mean, obviously you had to win the match and the PR, but it was possible for you to win if both of those things came true. And with the one PR that you played, I mean, it was right there.
Yes, I noticed that I have to win and win the PR, and I tried, and it was quite close. I mean,
Yeah, it got
but
much closer
we
as far as median
David
median
played
error rate
much
goes
better
at the
the
end.
first games. Much David played extremely well the first matches, and I didn't, so it was my fault. Yeah.
David?
Yeah,
But it was tough. Yeah.
it's definitely tough. It's tough to hold that concentration level too. Easy to get mentally a little sloppy at the end, which I found I was doing. But I'll have to look at the mistakes. So, but yeah,
Yeah, if you guys could send me the
hell of
match files, I would love that. But
hell of a way to pressure me at the end, Timo. That was good. I got a little. I thought I had you kind of dead.
Yes, I was kind of dead.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
then you
But
made a hell of a recovery. So,
yeah, so the final median error rates are 3.19 for Timo and 2.87 for David. So it was very, very close at the end, right? Obviously, David, you would have need to have played that last match a little bit worse in order to lose the overall error rate, but it did get quite close at the end.
yeah, that was exciting and great matches, Timo. You're a beast.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. You were better today.
Yeah. And David, we'll see you in the finals, yeah? And Timo,
Yeah,
thank you
that's
for the
exciting.
amazing
That's
show.
exciting.
Everyone at home was very excited. People were rooting for you in the chat. Both players, of course. I was just excited to see some good backgammon and get all 8 matches in, but it's time for dinner for me. It's very late here in the UK. And
Thank you,
David, it's
Justin.
time for lunch for you. I'm sure, yeah?
Yes, I haven't eaten today. That's right. It's time for lunch for sure.
All right.
So,
Well,
all
thank
right.
you both
Yeah.
for the entertaining matches.
Take
And
care,
if
everyone.
either of you could download those match files and send them to me, I'd love to go through them, yeah? Cool.
Yeah,
Well, we're
I
signing
downloaded.
off.
Yeah,
And
sounds
thank
good.
you, everyone, for tuning in at home. If you wouldn't mind smashing the like button and subscribing to the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. My name is Justin Knoll. That's Timo Vaatainen, this year's current Backgammon World Champion, and that is David Wells, the professional. We will see you guys later.
Take care,
Have a
guys.
good one.